Watches over time almost get more desirable in a way. Every mark that you put on that watch reminds you of a time that you've worn it. And then when you hand it down to the next generation, all of the wear on that watch is due to someone who's gone before them.
A lot of our patients like to celebrate the birth of their child by gifting the mother who's gone through carrying the baby, growing the baby, and then delivering the baby with some kind of a gift or a present. We often call them push presents, or there's a variety of other things. And increasingly, I've got a lot of patients that have been buying things like watches, and I was absolutely astounded at the kind of money that people are spending. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. Is this something that you've been seeing a bit of as well?
Yeah, so I think, watches and even other forms of jewelry are incredibly sentimental. And, you get them for people as an engagement ring, or you get a watch for someone who's getting married. All of these life moments are celebrated with watches, with jewelry, things that can be worn day to day. So of course, a push present is a great idea. Obviously the price points are quite high, but it doesn't have to be a $10, $20, $30, $40,000 watch.
I wonder whether also it's in some ways a really sensible investment. There was a singer called John Mayer who put a lot of money into his watch collection, and he was ridiculed at the time for it. And yet apparently they've looked at his collection now and said that had he put that same amount of money into pretty much anything else, he wouldn't have done as well.
Absolutely. So we've seen quite a large growth in the value of watches into the current market. Rolex, Patek, and the top brands do perform really well over time. So I think in 10 years time, you'll see that a lot of these watches that we're talking about today, even at 20K, they might be worth 25 to 30K in 10 years. And that's also supported by inflation, as well as the actual brands increasing their retail prices every year, sometimes multiple times a year.
My patients who do have an interest in watches and watchmaking tend to become quite obsessive after a period of time. It seems that there's an addictive component. Do you see that in the people that you work with as well?
Yes, absolutely. I think we've got a lot of clients who come back time after time after time. And, sometimes the time between them visiting us and, buying something gets shorter and shorter and shorter. But obviously we're talking about a lot of money here. So oftentimes they also trade stuff in. They wear a watch maybe for about a year or a few months. They like it, they enjoy it, they trade it in and get something new. Depending on what the market is, they might even make a little bit of a profit.
What percentage of people do you reckon wear a nice watch, but when you ask them for the time, pull out their iPhone and have a look at the front?
Yeah, well, it's very common, and it happens to me myself. We've got a lot of watches in our personal collection, as well as sometimes we just pick something up and pop it on the wrist and don't necessarily set the time. So just as much as it's about, telling the time, it's also about making a statement for fashion, for jewelry purposes. Maybe you want to match your outfit and you've got something with the same dial color as the thing you're wearing. So yeah, watches and watchmaking is historically all about movements and precision, but nowadays it means a lot more than that, and it's about making a statement on your own personal taste.
So Sean, you've got 3 watches with you today. Would you be able to run us through them?
So I've got 3 watches at 3 different price points. So starting at the most affordable, we've got a Patek Philippe. It's a ladies' watch from them, the 24 range. This is a quartz watch in steel with diamonds and a green dial. So this will set you back about $20,000 and is a great option because it is kind of integrated and looks like a bracelet on the wrist. Moving from there, we have a 2-tone watch, which is yellow, gold, and steel with a mother of pearl dial and diamonds on the dial as well. This is from Rolex and one of their most popular pieces. This is 31 millimeters, so slightly bigger than the Patek, and this will set you back around $30,000. And then finally, we've got the most expensive piece, which is also from Rolex. This is a full gold day date watch, so it's got an additional complication compared to the rest. It's got the day and the date. This watch goes for about $60K. It's beauty to behold.
Clearly not everybody's going to be in this price range or in this ballpark in terms of pricing on watches. How much do you think somebody really needs to spend in order to get something of a high quality watch that they can be proud of?
Well, I think you can be proud of, no matter the value, it's the story behind the watch. So I don't think you need to be spending 20, 30, 60K. There are a lot of brands out there, such as Seiko, which represent a really affordable option where you can get a watch for under $1,000, even under $500, that will serve you really well and can get service and last you a lifetime. There's no dollar value on love and appreciation and timelessness. So I'd say to anyone out there who says that you have to buy a Rolex or you have to buy a Patek Philippe, they're absolutely wrong. It's just what's right for you at that point in time.